So it's actually my first time ever trying stand up. So,
Hell yeah! Pop that chair,
I've actually never even held a mic before, so if you can't hear me, just let me know and I'll move it around.
Keep it close to your face unless you're being loud.
Gotcha. Yeah, I won't be loud. I saw somebody do this thing, so I thought that looked pretty cool once. So I'll do that.
Welcome.
So, yeah, it's all this guy. So I guess I'll start just kind of answering everybody's question. No, I don't play basketball. So I'm 6'6", which is an interesting height to beat because usually every time I meet somebody, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, like, you play ball? And truth is, I'm more of a miniature golf kind of guy. So yeah, they'll be like, you play ball? And I have to, it's interesting because when I tell them no, they're not surprised. They're like, oh yeah, I didn't really think so. I just had to ask. It's like, I'm tall enough for like you to ask, but not seriously, like you don't really mean it. You know? So it's kind of like when I meet somebody for the first time, they start out excited and then they get a little disappointed. So they're like, oh wow, he's so tall, look how cool that is. Oh, it's too bad. If he was just a little taller, he could make millions of dollars playing basketball. So another tall problem here. I recently got triggered for my first time. You guys know what I mean by triggered, right? Like irrationally angry for no reason, right? So, okay, so here's the deal, right? You know those events where they give out free shirts and stuff like that, like it's everywhere? So there's like this rock climbing thing going on. I call ahead to get my tickets. It's months in advance, right? And I order my tickets. Everything seems to be going well, and they ask what my shirt size is. And so I say, hey, I wear a large tall. That's a real shirt size, by the way. It exists. I'm wearing one right now. Large tall is a real shirt size. So she's very polite. Her answer is like, oh no, we don't have that. We do have larges though, right? And I go, so I've had this conversation before, anytime I try to buy a shirt. So my response is, oh hey, that won't work. I'm too tall for a large. I'll pay extra. Can you guys order some large talls so I can get it at the event? And she's like, oh no, we don't do that. And then here's where the trigger comes, right? And the worst part is she's really polite too. Like, when you get triggered, you want the person to be mean and like so you can justify your anger. But so the trigger is, well, have you ever tried an extra large? Like she just solved being 6'6" right there. Have you tried an extra large shirt? And like I knew of this obscure size large tall, but for the last 10 years, never heard of an XL. I know it's a silly fight to fight, but hear me out on this one. Discrimination comes in many shapes and sizes, and one of those sizes is extra large shirts. I got one more real quick. So I moved to Bend a little less than a year ago. And,
From where?
Other places in Oregon, so I guess I'm accepted.
Okay,
Yeah. So I moved to Bend a little less than a year ago to start working at a research lab, which is, well, it's engineering research, so really I just break stuff and then try to fix it. And eventually, if I break enough stuff and I fix enough stuff, they'll give me a degree. So that's the goal. So I work on engines, but my research lab is really tiny. It's like a closet. There's no windows, no ventilation. It's down in the basement, right where engineers belong, just tucked away. So I work on this little gasoline engine, and basically I just spin it really fast, and I change how much gas I add to it, and I measure all the stuff that you can measure off of an engine, and I try my best not to get too high off the fumes in my confined space. Yeah, the whole process is it's exhausting. So.